It's good to be back. Greetings from the far side of the galaxy. This is your host Fury, back at it again with another chapter review. It's seriously good to finally have a Jujutsu Kaisen Sunday again, and better yet, Road Trigger has another chapter queued for Tuesday, so subscribe if you're into that. With the usual self-shilling out of the way, let's start with a recap of today's chapter. Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 153, Underground Fight Club. The long-awaited chapter opens with Master Tengen explaining what Hikari has been up to in his absence. He's apparently set up a fight club where sorcerers fight for the entertainment of non-sorcerers, something Megumi notes is a serious violation of sorcerer rules. I don't know why he's surprised that the guy who got expelled doesn't give a damn about the rules. Yuji and Megumi end up ditching their clothes so they can sneak into the gambling matches without immediately alerting Hikari that they're from Tokyo Tech. The moment they enter, a dude who's not ever named tells them to get lost before they get crunched. It's occurring to me that I may be playing too much Neo: The World Ends With You. My obsessive gaming habits aside, Megumi stands stalwart and convinces Hikari, who is watching them through a camera, to let them join, but on one condition. It is Yuji who is going to be doing the fighting, not Megumi. Megumi accepts the offer and we get a brief little respite to go over the duo's plans. The goal is to keep a low profile, to meet Hikari and get him to join up before the Colon game starts in 9 days. They say brevity is the soul of wit, and that's something Akutami sensei has taken to heart because Jujutsu Kaisen tends to move pretty fast relative to other manga. The fact that Akutami sensei lists such a specific time frame makes me think it's going to be important for this arc. I'm kind of excited for a slower arc since the last one we got was lightning quick, and it's been a while since I've seen my boys in action. Moving on from that, we jump to Yuji getting a rundown of the rules from the big guy. Don't run away and don't use techniques. The rules make sense. The audience is here to watch a fight, not a panic and surrender, and since the audience is mostly non-sorcerers, then they wouldn't be able to see the techniques in the first place. Better yet, a long-awaited character finally makes their debut. Of course, I'm talking about John Bobby. Oh, and Panda's here too, I guess. That's cool too, I suppose. He's also Yuji's first opponent. In the words of Kenpachi from Bleach Abridged, this is going to be awesome and totally off-screen. On one hand, that kinda sucks because I would like to see a real fight between Panda and Yuji. On the other hand, Yuji vs Panda is not what this chapter or even arc is about. It's Hikari, and he's the dude I want to see. What really gets my attention is this line from Panda during the fight. The other third-year sorcerer is also a problem. This brings us back to the time frame Akutami sensei set up. It seems like a very real possibility that Hikari or the character I haven't gotten to yet has some ability that is reliant on time in some way. I don't simply mean manipulate time, I mean a technique that can be set on someone that slowly fades. Like Knuckles Hakaware from Hunter x Hunter. This could put a Majora's Mask sort of pressure over the entire arc, not dissimilar from the timestamps during the Shibuya arc. As much fun as it is to talk about a single line of dialogue, alas, I need to move on. Yuji wins the fight, and I'm not sure if Akutami sensei is making the joke that Yuji punched Panda too hard or if Panda is just acting. Hikari is really impressed with Yuji's performance and decides to bring him on up to his lair. And it is here that we meet the second of Tokyo Tech's third years, Hoshi Tarara. The two things I immediately noticed about Tarara was her design and her name. I'm sure her name is important to something, but fuck me if I can understand all the nuances behind Japanese. From the admittedly brief and rushed research I've done, Hoshi Tarara appears to mean twinkling star or something like that. Of course, this doesn't account for the many nuances and pieces that make up her name, so take it with a grain of salt. I do feel semi-confident in my guesstimation because Karara's pupils are star-shaped, and if Gojo's anything to go by, the eyes don't lie. Kirara's technique is definitely related to stars or light in some way. Whatever her technique is will probably play a key part in giving this arc its identity. After that is probably the panel that got me the most excited out of any in this chapter. As Hikari warns the guys downstairs to be on the lookout for Megumi, we see one of them walk right on by him. Take note of Megumi's jacket. That boy either set himself on fire, or he's got a new sorcerer's trick up his sleeve. This could be the second instance in the series of a non-weapon cursed tool, the only other one being the prison realm. Or this could be a new technique belonging to a new Shikigami. Maybe one of his 10 shadows is a chameleon that helps him become unnoticeable to others. Oh, I actually hope it's a cuttlefish. They're fucking cool. Fun fact, did you know cuttlefish can rapidly change their color to confuse the predators and prey alike? That has nothing to do with Jujutsu Kaisen, I just really like zoology. And that's where the chapter ends. I may be biased because I've gone a long time without one of these, but hot damn does it feel good to see Akutami-sensei's work again. The art, the characters, the world, and even the speech bubbles remind me why I love this series. I genuinely hope they stay in good health. I give Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 153 8 stars out of 10. It's missing some stuff like the explosive release of build-up, but this is the beginning of something new and the pot is slowly coming to a boil. Before you click off the end card, please like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff the algorithm loves. This is your host Fury, glad to be back and ending transmission.